Welcome. You've arrived. There is nothing you need to prepare for, nothing you need to change, nothing you need to do differently. This moment is already enough. As you rest here now, allow the world outside to gently soften, as if the edges of the day are slowly dissolving into the quiet of night. The sounds around you may fade into the distance, or they may blend gently into the background. Either way, they no longer need your attention. You are allowed to be here, exactly as you are. There is no expectation placed on you now, no role to perform, no thought to complete. Just this quiet space, opening. Take a moment to notice the surface beneath you, how it supports your body without effort, without asking anything in return. You don't need to hold yourself up. You don't need to stay alert. You don't need to listen carefully. Simply being here is enough. If your eyes are open, they may begin to feel heavy. And if they are already closed, you may notice the darkness behind them feels calm, soft, and welcoming. Nothing is rushing you. The night has all the time it needs. You may notice your breathing now, not changing it, just noticing the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Breathing continues on its own, steady, natural, unforced. With every breath out, something loosens just a little more. With every breath in, the body remembers how to feel safe. You are not alone in this moment. The quiet itself is keeping you company. If thoughts drift in, they don't need to be pushed away. They can pass through like distant echoes, heard faintly, then gone. There is nothing important hiding inside them right now. Tonight is not for thinking. Tonight is for resting. You may feel the weight of your body becoming more noticeable, not heavy in an uncomfortable way, but grounded, settled, supported, as if gravity itself is gently holding you in place, reminding you that you are safe to let go. The shoulders may begin to drop slightly, the jaw may soften, the muscles around the eyes may relax. There is no effort in this. It happens naturally when nothing is required. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly fine. Wandering is a sign that it's beginning to rest. You don't need to follow my words closely. They are only here as a gentle presence, something steady, something calm, something you can drift past. You may hear a sentence begin and notice that it fades before it ends. That is not something to correct. That is sleep beginning to arrive. The body understands this language. It has known it for a long time. Long before schedules, long before worries, long before the noise of the day. This is a return to something familiar, something simple. The night does not ask questions. It does not demand answers. It only offers rest. You may notice the space around you feels quieter now, even if sounds are still present. Quieter inside. As if the volume of the mind has been gently turned down, just enough to make room for ease. There is nothing left to prepare for, no moment you need to stay awake for. Sleep will come in its own time, without being summoned, without being chased. Your only task, if it can even be called a task, is to rest. And even that is optional. The night knows how to do the rest for you. As this quiet continues, you may notice that the sense of needing to stay aware begins to loosen its hold. Awareness becomes softer now, less focused, less concerned with details. The mind no longer needs to watch over everything. It can rest too. You may notice small sensations in the body, a warmth here, a gentle heaviness there, perhaps a subtle sense of sinking or floating. All of these are welcome. All of them are signs that the body is settling into safety. There is no right way to experience this moment. Whatever you notice, or don't notice, is perfectly fine. The night does not evaluate. It does not judge progress. It simply allows. If you find that your thoughts slow, stretching out, leaving space between them, that space does not need to be filled. Silence is comfortable here. And if thoughts still appear, they may feel softer now, less urgent, almost unfinished. They can drift away without conclusion. You do not need to carry anything forward into sleep. The body may begin to feel even more supported now, as if the surface beneath you has become more welcoming, more secure. Every place where your body meets the bed, or the chair, or the floor, is held gently, without effort. There is nothing unstable here, nothing uncertain. This moment is solid, quiet, and safe. Your breathing remains slow and easy, sometimes deeper, sometimes shallower, always exactly right. You do not need to guide it. Breathing knows how to breathe. With every soft exhale, there is a subtle sense of release, as if something that was being held is no longer necessary. Perhaps it is tension, perhaps it is thought, perhaps it is simply the habit of staying alert. Whatever it is, it can go now. The night will keep watch. You may notice that the boundaries of your body begin to feel less defined, less sharp. Arms and legs feel heavier, but also distant, as if they are resting so deeply they no longer need attention. This is not disappearing, it is settling, a gentle sinking into rest. If you hear my voice clearly, that's fine. And if it fades into the background, that's fine too. You do not need to choose. Your mind can move freely between listening and letting go. There is no moment you need to stay present for. Sleep does not require awareness. It arrives when awareness loosens, and it is already on its way. You may notice a feeling of comfort spreading quietly, like warmth moving slowly through the body, without direction, without intention. Comfort does not rush. It settles where it's needed. Your shoulders may feel heavier now, your neck softer, the muscles around your eyes relaxed, as if they no longer need to hold anything in place. The face becomes still, peaceful, neutral. The mind no longer scans for what comes next. There is no next. Only this, and then rest. You are allowed to drift here, without noticing when it happens, without remembering how. The night is very patient. If sleep arrives quickly or slowly, it does not matter. You are already resting, and resting is enough. Now imagine yourself in a peaceful place, a place that feels gentle and familiar, as though it has always existed somewhere just beyond your memory, waiting patiently for the moment you would return. You do not arrive suddenly. There is no sharp transition. Instead, the world gradually softens around you. Perhaps you notice it first in your breath, how it begins to deepen without effort, as if your body remembers how to breathe this way. Perhaps you notice it in your shoulders, how they slowly lower, how the tension you were carrying no longer feels necessary here. This place does not rush you. It does not demand attention. It simply opens itself, quietly and kindly. You find yourself walking slowly along a quiet path. The path is not perfectly straight, nor is it difficult to follow. It curves gently, inviting curiosity rather than urgency. The ground beneath your feet feels stable and supportive. Each step lands easily, naturally, as though the earth itself is meeting you halfway. The air is cool, not cold, but refreshingly cool, the kind of air that feels clean and nourishing as it enters your lungs. With every breath in, you feel a sense of clarity. With every breath out, something unnecessary leaves you behind. The light is soft, not harsh or glaring, but diffused, gentle, as though filtered through thin clouds or the canopy of tall, welcoming trees. Shadows fall lightly, never sharp, never threatening. Everything here seems designed to soothe rather than stimulate, to calm rather than excite. And everything around you moves at an unhurried pace. Nothing rushes past you, nothing pulls at your attention. Leaves sway slowly, as if guided by a rhythm older than time. If there are clouds overhead, they drift lazily, unconcerned with where they will end up. You notice that you are not being watched, not being evaluated, not being measured. You are simply allowed to be. Each step feels easy. There is no strain in your muscles, no effort in your joints. Your body knows exactly how to move here. It remembers this rhythm, this gentleness. Effortless. Movement flows rather than starts and stops. You are not pushing yourself forward. You are being carried by intention alone. Supported. There is a quiet sense that you are held by the ground, by the air, by the space itself. Nothing here would allow you to fall. Nothing would allow you to fail. There is no destination you need to reach, no finish line, no goal, no expectation waiting ahead. The path does not lead to achievement or completion. It exists only for wandering, for being, for resting in the moment. You realize how rare this is, a place that asks nothing of you. You do not need to improve. You do not need to solve. You do not need to decide. You simply exist, and that is enough. You may hear distant sounds, not loud or intrusive, but subtle, ambient, arriving gently at the edges of your awareness. Perhaps there is a breeze moving through leaves, a soft rustling sound, irregular and natural, like a quiet conversation between the wind and the trees. The sound does not distract you, it steadies you. Or perhaps you hear water flowing softly somewhere nearby, a stream, a river, or a hidden waterfall. The water does not rush, it moves with patience, with certainty. Each sound blends seamlessly into the next, creating a continuous, comforting backdrop. These sounds wrap around you like comfort. They do not demand interpretation. They do not require attention. They simply exist. And by existing, they reassure you. They ask nothing of you. You notice how deeply relaxing that feels, to be in the presence of something that does not need anything from you. You continue walking, or perhaps you stop. There is no right choice here, no better option. You allow your body to decide. If you continue walking, your steps remain slow and unforced. If you stop, you find a place that feels naturally inviting. A smooth stone, a fallen log, soft grass warmed by filtered light. You settle there easily and simply sit. Your posture adjusts without conscious effort. Your body aligns itself in a way that feels comfortable and balanced. You feel the surface beneath you, solid, dependable, unmoving. Feeling calm spread even deeper. It moves slowly, like warm water seeping into every corner. It travels from your breath into your chest, down through your abdomen, into your legs, your feet. Your thoughts begin to soften. They do not disappear, but they lose their urgency. Each thought arises, and then drifts away, like a leaf floating downstream. You do not follow them. You do not resist them. You let them pass. Time feels slower here, not stretched or distorted, but unpressured. There is no sense of running out, no sense of falling behind. Moments unfold one at a time, complete in themselves, almost as if it no longer matters. The past does not pull you at. The future does not call you. There is only this moment, full, quiet, sufficient. You notice subtle details now. The texture of the air against your skin, the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the quiet rhythm of your heartbeat. Each sensation anchors you more deeply into this place. You realize that nothing here can be taken away from you. This calm does not depend on conditions. It does not rely on effort. It exists because you are allowing it. You may notice a sense of gratitude arise, not forced, not dramatic, but simple. Gratitude for stillness, for safety, for rest. Your mind grows spacious. There is room here, room to think if you wish, room to feel, room to simply observe, or room to do nothing at all. You are aware that you could stay here as long as you like. This place is not fragile. It does not vanish when you stop paying attention. It remains steady, patient, available. Even if you eventually choose to leave, some part of this calm will travel with you. It will settle quietly beneath the surface, ready to be remembered. For now, though, you remain, breathing, resting, being, held by a place that expects nothing and offers everything you need. And time continues, slow, gentle, unimportant. As the story continues, something subtle begins to happen. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but quietly, almost imperceptibly, like a shift you only notice after it has already begun. Your attention turns inward, not because you decide to focus there, not because you are trying to concentrate, but simply because there is nothing left to hold it outward. Nothing pulling, nothing demanding response, nothing requiring effort. The world outside becomes less distinct, as if it is gently stepping back, allowing space for something softer, something quieter to come forward. The edges of thought begin to soften, not disappearing, just losing their sharpness, like distant sounds fading into the night, still present, still somewhere, but no longer demanding notice. You may still be aware that thoughts exist, but they no longer feel personal or urgent or necessary to follow. They drift by, like clouds seen through half-closed eyes, passing slowly, without definition. Ideas come more slowly now, and when they do, they feel lighter, less important, as if they are already on their way out before they fully arrive. A thought may begin, then gently trail off, losing its shape, losing its meaning, until it simply dissolves. You don't need to finish it. You don't need to understand it. It doesn't need to lead anywhere. You may notice moments where the story seems to blur, where a sentence ends and you're not quite sure how long it's been since the last word. That space, that gap, that quiet pause, it stretches gently, comfortably, and you may not even notice when another word arrives, or whether it does at all. That gentle drifting, that coming and going, is not something to correct, not something to resist, not something to hold on to. It's a sign that your mind is doing exactly what it needs to do. Sleep does not arrive all at once. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't force itself in. It moves in quietly, in waves, each one a little deeper, a little heavier, a little calmer than the last. A wave of softness passes through the body and then recedes, only to return again, slower, heavier, more complete. Your breathing continues at its own natural rhythm, slow, steady, unforced. There is no need to control it, no need to follow it closely. The chest rises and falls easily, as if breathing is happening for you now, as if some deeper system has taken over, allowing you to rest from even that small task. The body grows heavier, not weighed down, not trapped, but grounded, supported, settled, secure. Muscles soften in places you didn't realize were still holding. The jaw loosens, the tongue rests, the eyes sink comfortably into their sockets. The shoulders melt downward, the arms grow warm and still. The legs relax fully, no longer holding themselves up. You may feel the surface beneath you more clearly now, the way it supports every point of contact, without effort, without judgment. The body doesn't have to hold itself together here. It is cradled, supported, allowed to rest completely. There is a sense of being held, as if the night itself is supporting your rest, as if darkness is not empty, but gentle and protective. If you notice yourself slipping, if awareness thins, if a thought dissolves midway, if a sentence fades before it finishes, that is perfect. There is no moment you need to stay present for, no sentence you need to complete, no idea you need to understand. Nothing here requires your full attention. You are exactly where you should be. Every word you hear now is only a gentle guide, a soft background hum, like a distant lullaby you don't need to follow. You don't have to listen closely or remember anything that's being said. The words can pass over you, through you, around you, or fade away entirely. Your subconscious already understands the language of rest, of slowing, of easing, of letting go. It recognizes this rhythm, this softness, this familiar descent into sleep. It knows what to do next, even if the conscious mind is no longer paying attention. Awareness becomes wider, as if it spreads out, losing its edges, losing its center. And then narrower, focusing less, holding less, until it becomes something very small and very quiet. And then quieter still. Thoughts stretch out, leaving more space between them, longer pauses, wider gaps, until silence feels natural and comfortable. Not empty, not lonely, just peaceful. There is nowhere else to be, nothing else to attend to, no reason to stay alert, no reason to stay awake. Just this slow, easy drifting, carried gently inward, downward, deeper, toward rest, toward sleep. And if sleep comes now or later, or in gentle stages, that is exactly right. The mind can float, the body can sink, and everything can continue at its own pace. Nothing is required, nothing is missing. Just this soft, steady, unfolding descent into quiet, into stillness, into sleep. Now, there is nothing more to imagine, nothing new to create, nothing to visualize, nothing to build or maintain. The mind no longer needs to hold images in place or follow a path from one idea to the next. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. No story to follow, no beginning, no middle, no ending. The gentle movement of words has done its work, and now even that movement can slow. No words you need to hold on to, no phrases to remember, no meaning to extract, no message to carry forward. Everything that needed your attention today has already been set down. Not pushed away, not forgotten, simply placed aside, as if each concern, each task, each unfinished thought has been gently laid on a surface that will hold it safely until later. Nothing spills, nothing falls. You do not need to keep track of any of it now. The mind can loosen its grip. Not all at once, not completely, just enough. Enough to allow space, enough to allow ease. Thoughts no longer need to be held tightly to prevent them from escaping. They are free to come and go, or not come at all. And the body can sink just a little deeper into comfort. Not dropping, not collapsing. Sinking, slowly, naturally. Like settling into warm sand that shifts and supports exactly where needed. The surface beneath you adjusts, meeting your weight evenly. There is no pressure point, no place that needs correcting. My voice may remain for a while, or it may slowly fade into the background. Either way, it is perfectly okay. You do not need to decide, you do not need to notice when or how it happens. Some part of you may still hear words, another part may already be drifting beyond language entirely. Sleep does not depend on listening. It does not require attention. It does not require cooperation. It arrives all on its own, quietly, gently, like dusk arriving without announcement, without effort, without asking permission. When everything becomes simple again, simple breathing, simple stillness, simple being. You are safe in this moment. Not because something is protecting you, but because nothing is threatening you. Nothing is required of you. No response, no action, no awareness to maintain. Nothing is waiting. No next step, no expectation, no demand hiding just beyond this moment. Breathing continues easily, soft and unforced. The breath comes in and goes out, without being guided, without being monitored, like waves moving in the distance, not crashing, not pulling. Just a steady rhythm you don't need to follow. Without effort, without urgency. If thoughts appear, they can pass through, like shadows moving across a darkened room. They do not touch you, they do not linger. Noticed and then gone. No need to engage, no need to turn toward them. The mind does not have to stay quiet for sleep to happen. It only has to stop holding on. The night is steady now. Wide, unchanging, present. Holding you without asking anything in return. Not watching, not judging. Simply holding. Your body knows this feeling. The feeling of being supported, of being allowed to rest completely. This is not new to the body. It remembers. Even if the mind has forgotten at times, the body remembers how to let go. Muscles soften even further. Not all together, not in a rush. One place at a time. The jaw relaxed. Teeth no longer touching. Tongue resting easily. The shoulders heavy. No longer lifted. No longer bracing. They fall gently downward as if gravity itself has become kinder. The space behind the eyes quiet and still. No images forming. No strain. Just darkness. Soft. Neutral. Restful. Time slows. Not measured, not counted. It stretches. Moments lengthen without becoming noticeable. Then gently dissolves. There is no clear line between one moment and the next. There is nowhere to go, no direction to move in, and nothing left to do. No task remains unfinished that matters right now. Just this softness, this calm, this deep, quiet ease, an ease that does not need explanation, an ease that does not need to last. It exists now, and that is enough. Let the night carry you now, the way still water carries a leaf. Without effort, without resistance, the leaf does not steer. It does not choose direction. It simply floats, supported from every side, drifting a little further and further. The sense of edges begins to blur. Where the body ends and the surface begins feels less distinct. Thoughts thin. They appear less often and stay for shorter moments. Edges blurring. Sounds soften. Awareness narrows. Until only rest remains. Not sleep yet, or perhaps already sleep.
there is no need to know. Drift, and drift, and drift, deeper into stillness, deeper into quiet, deeper into that place where nothing needs to be held together, where nothing needs to make sense, where even drifting becomes unnecessary, and rest simply is.
Now, there is nothing left to guide, nothing left to explain, nothing left to complete. Everything that could be done has already been done. Everything that could be said has already been said. This is the place where effort ends. The mind no longer needs to follow. It no longer needs to decide whether it is listening or drifting. Both are fine. Neither matters. Words may continue to arrive, or they may begin to feel farther apart, as if silence itself is becoming more familiar than sound. If you notice that you are no longer tracking meaning, that sentences blur, that awareness feels thinner, that is not a problem to solve. That is the process completing itself. The mind releases naturally when it is no longer asked to do anything. The body continues to settle, not deeper in a dramatic way, but deeper in a quiet one. Weight spreads evenly. Pressure dissolves. There is no part of the body that needs to hold itself up. Breathing remains soft, automatic, unnoticed most of the time. Inhale, exhale. Not counted, not guided, just happening. If a thought appears, it does not interrupt anything. Thoughts can exist inside rest without changing it. They drift through like distant weather that never reaches you. Awareness begins to narrow, not sharply, not suddenly, just enough that details matter less. Sounds become muffled or indistinct. The sense of time loosens further. Minutes no longer feel different from seconds. Seconds no longer feel measurable at all. The night holds steady. Nothing changes. Nothing needs to. You are not moving toward sleep. Sleep is already moving around you, settling, enclosing, quietly completing the space. There is no final moment to notice, no clear transition, just a gradual absence of effort, of thought, of separation. You do not need to let go. Letting go is already happening on its own. If awareness fades now, that is expected. If it fades later, that is also expected. There is no correct timing. There is only rest unfolding at its own pace. Words may stop meaning anything at all. They may turn into sound or rhythm or disappear entirely. The mind does not need them anymore. The body does not need them anymore. Everything knows what to do. Nothing is missing. Nothing is unfinished. Nothing is waiting. Just this quiet, this stillness, this gentle suspension, drifting without direction, resting without awareness, sleeping without effort. And if the voice fades completely, that is simply the final signal that nothing more is required. The night remains, rest remains, sleep remains.